You asked, why did they stop? I think to be prudent. I think they're very pragmatic. I think a lot of people in Iran were not happy that they stopped. I mean, let's not forget what the power differential is here. We're going up against the United States. They have military bases dotting the map. They have completely encircled Iran. And if you look at a map, maybe that's the answer that you're looking for. Go look at a map. Let's look at a world map. Why would Iran stop? Why wouldn't they keep going? Why would they want the ceasefire? Why did Iran want the ceasefire? And it's true, they could have kept going. I mean, they were kicking ass, you know? But if we look at it, I mean, we don't have the map of the military bases, but the Middle East is dotted and ringed with U.S. military bases all throughout here. It's virtually a half moon across Iran. But, you know, think about this also. They have bases all the way in Southeast Asia, which are there for the sole purpose of encircling the Middle East. Even these bases way over here were strategically put there to flank Iran. And all I'm trying to say is they are completely encircled still by a world superpower, and I don't think that should be taken lightly. It's not like they're trying to escalate. I think they're gaining a lot of sympathy worldwide in how they handled the 12-day war and all of the tit for tat that happened between Israel and Iran over the past 2 years. Because remember, last year, Israel tried to start a war. Well, they did start a war with Iran, and it was going back and forth. But this most recent escalation was obviously on an order of magnitude far worse. But yeah, I think it's an interesting question. I don't even think we still know the full extent of the damage that Iran wrought against Israel. Don't forget that, yeah, exactly. Let's go look in the Persian Gulf here. This little star that says it's Bahrain, that's exactly where the U.S. Fifth Fleet is parked out, just parked in the Persian Gulf right outside of Iran. They've got huge military base in Qatar. They've historically had military bases in Saudi Arabia. It's been a very controversial issue. I'm sure they're somehow, the U.S. military is still involved in Saudi Arabia, even if they might not have a functioning formal military base like they have had. The point is that the power asymmetry is quite pronounced in the Middle East, and that has been by design, of course. Yeah, bases in Iraq as well. That's what I was saying, like it's almost like it's a half moon sort of shape. If you look at the we can pull up the map of the actual bases. There's here, let's go US bases in Middle East map. Sort of get a picture of it a little bit, I think, by looking at this. These are all of the bases that the United States has, and Iran is not posturing that way at any part of the world, least of all the Western Hemisphere. The USA is the fourth and the third, right? There you go, map. US bases encircle Iran. Thank you. Look, Al Jazeera has said this. I'm not making this up, okay? I mean, I say this in videos, and then like I'll have like community notes on Twitter. Technically, the U.S. bases don't encircle Iran. It's blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it's actually worse than I thought. It is completely, you know, encircled. And I'm saying that they are stacked because it goes all the way to Southeast Asia. There's a whole supply chain of military bases all connecting, all dotting the map. U.S. military bases continue to form a strategic envelope around Iran, although the American withdrawal from Iraq at the end of 2011 may have changed the regional balance somewhat towards Iran's favor, while U.S. forces are scaling back. Oh yeah, I do remember this now, because this was like over a year ago. I made sketches about how people were so Iranophobic and Islamophobic, and this was back in 24, in the spring of 24, when Israel was attacking Iran. I made a sketch saying exactly what this article says. The U.S. bases encircle Iran. And I got fact-checked, and it was like, oh, well, they shut down this one base. Actually, this was before Grok, but it was still community notes. It's like, your post got community noted because some of the bases that you talked about were actually closed. There's not 22 bases. There's actually only 19. It was laughable. And then you had Nazis and fascists in the replies being like, your post got community noted. And that brings you to the double standard that when you want to counter the imperial narrative, you better dot your T's, cross your I's. I know I got that backwards, but that was on purpose. You have to get everything perfect, because if you get one little thing wrong, they're going to seize upon that, and then that's going to totally discredit you. But they're allowed to lie with impunity, of course. You said 23 bases, it's actually 21. Oh, you got me.